In my work with clients individually and with teams, we often work on communication. I believe that you could work on improving your communication abilities for the duration of your professional career, and I've spent the better part of the last 2 decades focusing on communication skills. In this video, I want to share with you a tool that I've shared with numerous clients over the years that help them to have better, sensitive conversations, and I think you'll find it to be really enlightening and helpful too. Many years ago, as I went through emotional intelligence training, I came across the work of Dr. David Rock. He wrote Your Brain at Work and has done a lot of research in determining how to have better conversations with colleagues, especially in sensitive situations. And one of his great discoveries and creations is this model called the SCARF model. He sees it as a framework for how to have better conversations. And I couldn't agree more with the value and the relevance of considering the SCARF model when you're going to have conversations that matter. Recently, I had a client conversation where they were talking about a few different situations that were sensitive. One was with a senior person to them, and one was with a junior person to them. In both cases, the conversation was going to be one that needed to be influential, persuasive, and also respectful so as not to initiate what Dr. Rock calls a threat response. A threat response is where we feel threatened by the conversation and we're likely to become defensive, shut down, avoid, blame shift, all those ways that conversations go wrong. The SCARF model helps to mitigate the likelihood of a threat response. Therefore, you would be more likely to reach the outcome that you want to achieve in the conversation by using the SCARF model. So what is it exactly? It's an acronym that stands for 5 important elements within a conversation that could make it go better. The S stands for status. Status is when we respect the other person. It doesn't matter if we're talking to a junior person or a senior person. Everyone likes to have their status respected. So consider a person's status and how you will respect their status in the conversation. The C stands for certainty. People like to have certainty about the future. I had a conversation some time back with someone that works for me. And one of the first things that came up in the conversation was their need for certainty. Am I in trouble? Is this leading to some sort of negative conclusion for me? They wanted certainty as to what was the conversation that we were having and how far is this going. I was quick to provide certainty to the person and explain that this is just a conversation we're having about this isolated incident and it has no long-term ramifications on your employment with me. They wanted that certainty, and then they were able to not feel as threatened as they might have felt otherwise. So people want certainty in your conversations with them. Keep that in mind as you think about how to approach the conversation and what you might actually lead off with in your introduction in terms of your intention for the conversation and what this means for the relationship down the road. The A stands for autonomy. People like to be given choices from a very young age. People like choices. And as we become more capable, more confident, more responsible, our need for autonomy continues to grow. So are you giving the other person autonomy, choices, and tapping into their free will to make decisions about where we should go from here? That's something to consider. People like autonomy. R stands for relatedness. Do they feel that they can relate with you in this situation? Can they relate to the conversation? Can they relate with you? Can they relate to the group? Or do they feel isolated? Relatedness is an important element within conversations. And when they can relate with you, trust generally will go up. When they can't, trust may go down and be difficult to tap into. The last element in the SCARF framework is fairness. That's the F. Do they feel that this is a fair conversation? Do they feel that you're singling them out and treating them in a way that is not equivalent with how others are treated? People have a very sensitive attunement to fairness. And if they leave the conversation feeling that you treated them unfairly, chances are that's not going to have been a productive conversation. So how can you adjust your language and your approach to ensure that the other party feels that this was a fair conversation? So keep this acronym in mind, this SCARF model. And the video where Dr. Rock explains it is available on YouTube, and I recommend that you watch it. It's less than 3 minutes.
I'm beginning to see that the SCARF model is a really significant framework for understanding how to collaborate with others.
And then there's a deeper PDF that can be obtained online that Dr. Rock created if you want to truly understand it. I generally ask my clients to watch the video, then read the PDF, and then consider, for sensitive conversations going forward, how many of the 5 elements of the SCARF model can you include in that conversation? I think the more the better, and the greater the likelihood that you're going to have a better conversation. I hope this tool is as helpful to you as it has been to clients in the past, and that you will see about using it for sensitive conversations going forward. If this video has been helpful, please like it, comment on it, and share it with others. And of course, subscribe to the channel, because more videos to help you in your communication, other aspects of your leadership and team performance are on the way. If you have questions about this content or about my coaching services, email me at michael@bayareexecutivecoach.com or visit the website, bayareexecutivecoach.com, and explore the services that I offer for individual coaching as well as team development, assessments, and so forth. And feel free to fill out the contact form or message me or schedule an appointment if you'd like to talk further. Thank you very much.